Scott Jennings,
because when you own as many libs as I do, you got to put a place to put them all.
Yeah, that guy. The MAGA pundit on CNN. We love that clip. Give it to me in another octave.
Because when you own as many libs as I do, you got to put a place to put them all.
Yeah, that guy. He got into an argument and was left just absolutely silent because of him kind of losing the argument. So this, as with so many things, has a really serious and grave topic at the center of it. Scott Jennings and CNN analysts battle over Trump shutdown of LGBTQ suicide hotline. The federal government will no longer be offering specialized support for LGBTQ callers as part of its national suicide hotline service. The government is, however, maintaining funding for its 988 suicide hotline service. So what MAGA is saying is, wow, why should we have a specific one for man? But given the unique challenges that are in the mental health world faced by LGBTQ folks, is really beneficial to have people specialize in those, and in those identity issues, those sexuality, and those community alienation, those specific problems. Many times people taking the calls who themselves have dealt with those experiences can literally be life-saving. And they're removing that because gay, I guess, or it's too woke. Scott Jennings tried to defend this position, but you'll see it didn't go particularly well.
A couple things. Number one, as you pointed out, the hotline, the 988 service still exists. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, the only thing happening here is that they're cutting ties with this group, the Trevor Project, which a lot of conservatives have problems with because of the way they handle some of their interactions with youth who call them and the ideology that they push out. And
so you're admitting it's political?
I'm admitting that what they did is cut ties with the Trevor Project and keep the 988 service open so anyone can call that. So I don't see that any services have been cut. They are against this Trevor Project, I guess, that has been operating this particular silo, but you can still call the thing and talk.
But a service is being cut. A specific service where
you can literally call the 988 hotline.
Where if you're LGBTQ, you don't get then transferred to someone who... Let me finish. To someone...
You interrupted me, but go ahead.
To someone who
and
is
it's your favorite
a member
thing to interrupt me and then say I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, who's a member of the community and can speak to these issues, to a group of people who are disenfranchised, in many cases ashamed, and don't feel comfortable talking about their depression, their suicide, their sexuality, to their parents, to their friends, to their teachers. This was a lifeline for a very specific group of people who have very few people. If I called in, I could talk to basically anyone. That's true. But this is a group of people who needs a certain kind of advisor and counselor to understand the unique problems that they are confronting. And so this just feels cruel and, as you said, political.
Is cruelty the point? Is it a feature or a bug?
Well, look, I don't know, and I would love to know what's wrong with this Trevor Project. Here's what I would say. If there is something wrong with the Trevor Project, they should find a different group to give these young people special help, because it really is the case. I mean, I grew up in rural West Tennessee on the edge of a small town. Things haven't changed that much. And so I think that if you don't like one service provider, you can find another. When you don't find the other, then it seems like you're just picking on this group.
This is yet another gut punch to a population that candidly has been abandoned by both sides of the aisle these days because it's politically expedient. Speaks to a larger point, though, of these things that Trump is doing that get outshined by some of the bigger news items. Things like the personnel director still hasn't submitted his background.
Yeah, so you can see Scott even realized he wasn't exactly on the strongest ground here, because removing this funding and this specific program, it will have consequences. Now, to quickly, and this will be in a little bit more lighthearted way, demonstrating a really important point, but you hear Scott Jennings go, listen, conservatives, they just have an issue with the Trevor Project. Who handles this? They have an issue with the ideology there. And it's sort of like, what do you mean? And I genuinely think this is how they're telling people, like, yeah, you might be gay when they call. They're like, I'm gay. And they're like, you might be. It's like, you shouldn't do that. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, I think I'm really struggling because I'm gay and I don't think my family will accept me. No, you're not. You're just confused. Okay. What do I do? Suck it up, Buttercup. Okay. Listen, there's no such thing as gay. It's just perversion. You think that from time to time, I don't look at my best friend out on the farm and think, man, he probably has a good penis. You think I don't think that? What? I'm telling you, do you think that I don't imagine getting Vaseline, rubbing it all over my friend Jack's body, and making love to him? But I don't, because Scott tells me so. It sounds like maybe you might be gay. I'm not gay. You're not gay either. I don't think you're understanding my point. What you're thinking is what we all want. You think that I haven't gone to a Starbucks before? And when a little bit more of a feminine guy says, what would you like? I want to respond, you. Every day till Sunday. I think I'm going to go. Don't hang up. Here's the point. You're not gay. Move on. I think that might be the fact that they don't do that. I think might be why conservatives don't like them. I'm serious. Just them acknowledging people's feelings to conservatives feels like indoctrination. Maybe there's more. Maybe you have an example of something inappropriate. But the vibe I'm getting, especially because he didn't specify any further, is that they're willing to acknowledge the feelings and the identity of people calling in, and that they won't go, no, you're not. You're wrong. That's just woke nonsense. Sure, we'd all like to make love to our friends, but we can't. The Bible tells me so. Because that's not the response on the phone, it's too woke for them. But the consequences could be very grave. By the way, I saw that they're so obsessed. If you thought woke was going to be taken down, did you really? And again, as always, if you're feeling uncomfortable, we try to have fun with even terrible subjects. So let me reiterate, this could lead to people dying. So it's very important. But whenever the right was celebrating and cheerleading the war on woke, did they really think it was taking away hotlines for LGBTQ folks, suicide hotlines? Is that really what they thought the big achievement was going to be? And on the whole woke thing, look at this photo I saw someone post. It's AI, Elon Musk and Piers Morgan by the grave of woke. So they're saying like, yay, we killed woke. I feel like this, so sometimes I'm honest with all of you. I try to be completely sober about analyzing when the left goes wrong. So I'm fine saying like, hey, every meeting we don't have to do pronouns, right? If that's the thing that MAGA's mad about, sure, stop it. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. That's often my response. I don't care. IDC. But I've had the sneaky suspicion that a lot of this woke's gonna end the world stuff was a figment of right-wing imagination. Does it completely not exist? No. But is most of it them getting hyper-fixated on some random 16-year-old TikToker who, like every 16-year-old, is wildly confused, posting all sorts of interesting theories about how really it's a zebra that their identity is or whatever? They get so fixated on that they but then people vote for Republicans because they're telling you that there's an epidemic of 16-year-olds identifying as zebras, and then they take away your health care. But you voted for it because of the zebra thing. Or the kids are going to bathrooms they're excreting into litter boxes in schools. That actually one was debunked and wasn't happening. But so you vote because, oh, that's the Democrats, even though when did I ever hear Kamala advocate for that? When did I ever hear Joe Biden? Listen, folks, we need the kids for too long. The idea of kids going in toilets. We have to do. I never heard him doing litter box advocacy. Not once. And it never happened. Okay, so they get all of that rage about sometimes fake stories and sometimes random unrepresentative samples of random people who went viral because social media prioritizes engagement. And so because they say funky things, they go viral and you think everyone's doing it. And then they vote to rip away their health care, to rip away their food benefits. And meanwhile, something I don't think many of them wanted, which is making it harder for people potentially dealing with suicidal ideation to get the support they need. They're ripping funding away from health institutions, health clinics, mental health support, etc. Is that the attack on woke that you wanted so badly? And so as I try to analyze it and go, I'm ready, I'm willing. We've played videos of people saying kind of funky stuff or walking a dog and the dog's a person and they're whatever. And you're like, okay, haha, have fun. But is this what they're saying has gone too far? And I want to be there to be thoughtful in analyzing why MAGA is so upset. But then it's posts like this that make me think it's a figment of their imagination. Because all they meant... Do you know why you haven't been hearing about woke as much anymore? Because the right-wingers stopped screaming about it. It's just they were screaming about it, but then Trump got in office and they can't say there's an epidemic of woke when Trump's in office, so they stopped talking about it, and now it's gone. They made it. There's some truth to wacky. Wacky lefties, sure, yes, of course, every single side, if we break up the whole country into two sides, you're kind of funky on both sides, but the two parties... It's very difficult to make false equivalencies between the extremism in the two parties. And that sometimes you would question when they would go, no, but listen, the far left's gone so far left. But now they said the far left's dead. Woke has been defeated. And is it because they actually push forward policies that change systemically our country so that people are less woke? I don't even know what that means, but no. It's because they stopped shouting about it. It's like how right before an election, there's always a migrant caravan, and then there's not a migrant caravan right after the election. Some of these things have little kernels of truth, but are so... What's a kernel? Is a kernel, it's not a seed of truth, and then they turn it into a whole tree of fakeness. Or it was a kernel, and then they make a popcorn, and it turns into a whole... It's like a kernel of a popcorn, but then they make it into a whole... corn stalk. So then it's like, can I even give them credit for seeing, oh yeah, hey, that person who said there's 782 genders and you should memorize every single one, does that person exist? I don't know. But if they do, okay, chill. But do I really have to care about that random example when you use random examples like that to do the most devastating things to our country? No, I don't care. I don't care. In this moment, I don't care. Put the litter boxes in. No, not that. And I, again, am a little bit convinced that this photo proves you didn't kill woke in 6 months, so it had to be you just stopped talking about it. Put this up. You just stopped talking about it. Do you think there's still not, what do they think is too woke? Non-binary? You think there's not non-binary people anymore? No, there is. Everything's the same. Except for they did a lot of worse stuff. Bad stuff. Harmful things. I mean, this is Trump's game, right? You create a crisis and then you solve the crisis you created. So supposedly, there was a crisis of woke, and before that it was political correctness, and before that it was... civil rights. No, it was black people before that. If we go far back. No, but no, I'm not quitting. That was their issue, right? Their focus. And after Trump is out of office, if a Democrat gets elected and Republicans need a rallying cry, they can't rally around, hey, we took away 16 million people's health care. Hey, we cut SNAP benefits so we can cut taxes for rich people. It can't be that. So they're going to have a new word. It's going to be the same thing. It's the moral panic as people deal with the same identity questions and the stretchiness of concepts that they've always dealt with and they'll always keep dealing with. And guess what? College kids, naive college kids who are literally in college to sit there and think and wonder about the world and what is identity and what is gender and what is sexuality and what is this and what is that and what can I think and do these words, are these words offensive? And they're going to keep doing that forever. Fine, have fun. Because you hate them so much, you're going to go take away your own health care. JD Vance ate a hot dog.
What the hell happened to JD?
I don't know how to segue. I wanted to show you this photo. He has a hot dog. Why does he have so many fries? His hot dog's so small and his fries are so large. Okay. Of course JD Vance would find out how to get the most disgusting looking hot dog I've ever seen in my entire life. What is that? What is that? Keep showing it, please. What is that? What the
hell is that?
What are you gonna dip that sloppy thing in a blotch of ketchup? Why is there so little ketchup? I don't know what you're zooming all around to. Oh my gosh. I wonder if JD went and ordered this hot dog like he ordered these donuts. Yeah, we're doing this joke again.
The Zoom has come to town. Thank you.
Hey, click the subscribe button. Please, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm shouting, but I'm happy.
The Zoom has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man? Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
Oh, I forgot how good this is. How long you worked here? Okay. How long you worked here? Oh, How long this roof been here? Oh, okay. How long you worked here? Oh, okay.
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Then that's good. If you had said 7, I would have been like, but 6, that's a good number. No, that's good. No, I'm happy with that. That's good. Wow, that's good. No, all right, cool. Oh, you don't want to be filmed? All right, thanks, ma'am. Thank you. No, I'm JD Vance. That's why they gave him such a terrible hot dog, because he ordered like that. How long you been here? I'm gonna give him I'm not even gonna give him a wiener. I'm just gonna give him just chili and mustard. Just chili and mustard. That's what I'm gonna give him. He looks like a guy who would have just chili and mustard. Yeah, zoom in on that. Looks like a guy who would have chili and mustard on a hot dog. Look at that. Zoom in on that. Looks like a guy with just chili and mustard. Unbelievable. Guys, we elected that. I don't mean that like in a dehumanizing way. Him. I mean that in like like we elected that video. We elected that charisma and him as a human, because I humanize even JP Mandel. Yeah, I mean, we could have had Tim Waltz handing out ice cream cones, but we elected the what is this, like someone who ran over someone in a DUI's hot dog. That's who eats that hot dog. That's what I'm telling you. Get out of here. Goodbye.